Hi everyone, Stephen Morris here with a special video today. I hope everybody in America had a good Thanksgiving, and for people not in America, I hope you had a good Thursday. One of the most fun things about going home for Thanksgiving is sometimes going up in the attic of your parents' house and finding all your old toys and stuff, and so that's what I did this time, and I just wanted to show you what I got. I didn't really grab any of my Jurassic Park toys because I think they're a little too messed up for me to want to have them on display or anything, so I think I'll just keep them in the attic, you know, until I actually have enough space to store them at my house or something. But I got a lot of books. Actually, let's jump right into it. Here are a couple. This is the Jurassic Park 3 movie storybook, which is as it sounds. It's basically just a big picture book sort of retelling the plot of Jurassic Park 3, which is, I guess, interesting. I don't really remember anything very specifically interesting about this, but I mean, it's got a lot of great pictures, and it'll be cool to just have on display. And then I got the Jurassic Park Institute dinosaur sticker book thing. From also released around the time of Jurassic Park 3. An interesting thing about these two books, and then there's another one in this pile, is if any of you Jurassic Park fans remember Dan's JP3 page, actually won these books in a contest on that site. So it's kind of cool to have them back just for that reason. I was in high school, or about to go into high school then when Jurassic Park 3 came out, so super exciting. That was kind of my first Jurassic Park fandom experience, was being on that website, so I thought that was cool. And then this is the Lost World Jurassic Park role-playing game, which I loved the heck out of. I'm really bummed I actually can't find the... So it was like a Dungeons & Dragons style, as far as I know, Dungeons & Dragons style role-playing game. But they came with these little like character cards. I don't know if you can see that, of Ian Malcolm and all the other characters from the movie. I don't know where those are anymore, but I'm sure they're just in a box somewhere. I just didn't have time to look. And then the coolest thing about this is they have all these like little journal entries from the perspective of the characters, and they're all kind of, I don't know, some designer took a lot of fun in saying like, oh, what would Nick Ven's, you know, he'd write on yellow paper and tape leaves to it. I don't know, it was kind of funny. It's really fun. I'm really glad to have this back because I mean, it's sort of like a choose your own adventure book too in that sense. So, but with some role-playing things with like characters of different levels and abilities, and anyway, I'm glad to have it back. So these are a stack of Michael Crichton novels, but I'll get to that in a second. Keeping with the Jurassic Park theme, here is a step into reading Jurassic Park 3 rescue mission. I'm not sure if this is, I think this is also maybe a different version of Jurassic Park 3 or something. I mean, it has pictures from the movie because, oh, I guess this is just like a really little kid version of the story. It goes like picture book to then like a few more words, and then it sort of has, like a full novelization, which is for probably kids, like their first chapter book sort of thing like that. I also have the Lost World one, which I think, again, this was included with the prize package for back in the day. But there's like a lot of cool pictures in here as well. Certainly a lot of these pictures are better than the Jurassic Park 3 trading cards, which are bogged down by their 3D effects. But Lost World the Lost World Junior novelization I really loved. You know, I mean, it was easy for me to read at that point. I was a little bit older. But I mean, it was just a fun way to relive the movie because the Jurassic Park book, spoiler, is the Lost World book is way different than the Lost World movie, so it's kind of a cool way to relive that. This is something I pulled out of retirement earlier, but this is actually an original Jurassic Park storybook, sort of a similar age group as the step into reading. You can see it's really banged up. You know, there's my name when I was 6 or whatever, and have I read this all by myself? I did. So I pulled this out a few years ago. I just really liked having it, and it's basically just a synopsis, again, a theme with a lot of merchandise in the 90s before spoiler culture was sort of, I guess these things still exist now. Hobbit and Lord of the Rings had like children's storybook kind of things. But I mean, it's basically a summary of the movie, so. But it's cool, it has a lot of good pictures. Okay, and then last on the list is these stack of Michael Crichton novels. I'm getting back into rereading all of the books that I read when I was growing up in junior high school and high school and stuff. This is my original copy of Jurassic Park. You can see how destroyed it is. I think I read it in like sometime between the Jurassic Park movie and the Lost World movie. I think I read the Lost World book first actually, but that might just be my memory playing tricks on me. I also remember that this was missing a page, and I was talking to my girlfriend and I was like, oh yeah, I think this thing is missing a page. It's page 89, I believe. And then yeah, I was missing page 89 and 90. I obviously have a not as beat up version of this book now that I've had with me that I bought, I don't know, maybe like in high school again or something like that. But this was my original one that my dad got me to read, covered in tape. Okay, and then I brought out these stack of Michael Crichton books, Congo, which is, I've said this a lot, but it's the second best Michael Crichton adaptation. Sorry, Lost World. It's about gorillas and a super smart gorilla in gold, and it's set in the Congo, and a kick-ass female protagonist, Dr. Karen Ross. You know, I don't remember the book as much. I think I only read it a couple of times, but I'm really looking forward to rereading this one because it is my second favorite Crichton-based movie. Terminal Man. I didn't know until recently there was a movie adaptation of this, but I really enjoyed this book a lot. Looking forward to rereading it again. Andromeda Strain, probably the third best Michael Crichton adaptation. And this was his first book published right as he was leaving medical school, which is pretty incredible. So I'm excited to reread this one a lot because this is definitely Jurassic Park and Sphere are probably my two favorite Michael Crichton books. And then I think Andromeda Strain would probably be my third, but I'm excited to reread it. And then Eaters of the Dead, which was republished as wow, I can't remember the I had the name in my head, and I think it was the 13th Warrior or the 12th Warrior. Anyway, it had Antonio Banderas going up against Vikings. And anyway, it's just a cool book to see Michael Crichton play in a different time period and outside of the science fiction thriller genre. So I'm also excited to reread this one as well too. And then the last thing is a book, Prey, which was released in 1999 or 2000. And I actually had the opportunity to meet Michael Crichton when the book came out. It was like a dinner talk at the Los Angeles Public Library that my dad took me to. And if you don't know Prey is about like evil nanobots. It's really a shame that they've never made a movie out of this, although when I saw the trailer for Transcendence, it looked like it was an adaptation of Prey. Transcendence was the Johnny Depp sci-fi movie that came out last year, this year, maybe this year. Anyway, 2014 or 2013, I don't remember. Anyway, Prey was a cool book because it was written from a first-person perspective, which is pretty different for Michael Crichton at the time. And so yeah, after the dinner, I got to meet him, and he signed it, which was pretty amazing because he was my favorite author growing up. So I'm glad I got to meet him before he passed away a few years ago. And I asked, why did you write Prey in first person? And he basically just said he wanted to try something different, so I don't know. Anyway, it was cool. I'm really glad I got to meet him. And then I also cut out a copy of the People magazine review of the book as well. Just like a little piece of literary history. Yeah, and that's been a look at my sort of Thanksgiving haul from home. For anybody who is celebrated Thanksgiving and went home to visit their family, did any of you grab any old toys from the attic, books or anything like that? And I mean, besides Thanksgiving, has anybody gone back home and grabbed some of their old toys out of the attic now that they're either getting back into whatever you know, whatever movie or you know, thing it is or anything like that. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more, and be sure to follow me on Twitter at Stephen Ray Morris. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.